What's going on, guys? Today we're going to try to get the manifold made for the minivan. So yesterday we picked up the collector for it from Brent, so he ordered this in for us. We already have the head flange, we have the 1.5 inch stainless Schedule 10 piping, or tubing, whatever it's called, and then we also have the weld elbows to make it. So what we're going to do is pull off the old headers, and then we're going to bolt on that head flange, and just like how we did the wagon, we're going to make a couple tabs coming off the head flange off the bottom to hold the collector where we want it. We're gonna hang the turbo where we want it first, and then once we figure that out, we'll get the collector kind of tacked on through a tab to the head flange, and then from there we can start making the runners up to the collector and then get it all welded up. And then I don't have the wastegate yet, that's still on its way, so we're gonna have to wait before we can put the wastegate on, but that's on its way. The intercooler is on its way, and the blow-off valve is on its way, and those are like the last things we need before we'll be able to turbo it. But once we get this manifold made, that's pretty much the hardest part of turboing it. Then we'll be able to do all the other things, you know, to get it done, because I do want to try to have this thing make and boost by next week. So we're going to try to have it done over the weekend. So yeah, let's get started. We're going to start off by taking off this header. Alright, so we're also going to have to take off the alternator, and I'm probably going to have to order a alternator relocate kit bracket like what's on the hatch, because there's really no way to run this end runner right here without it hitting on the bracket, unless it was like at a crazy angle, which we're not going to do anything like that. So that's in the way of the end runner right there, and it's also in the way of where we want the turbo. I want the turbo sitting like as center as I can, very similar to how the hatch is. And it would work if we had it a little offset like over here, and it does look fine just like that, but it does come pretty close to the alternator no matter how we do it with it in that spot. And at some point I might actually put an air filter on this thing, so I do want to consider that as well. And I would like it more in the center, just like right here, and the alternator is really close if we were to put it right here in the center. So I think overall it would just be better to move the alternator. But I do like the alternator bracket right there, because the one I've had on the hatch always like cracks over time. The innovative mount that I have, the relocate kit bracket, but yeah, it's kind of in the way, so we're gonna have to move that, and then we'll start making, we'll start mocking up where we want this to go. But I do want to have it just about center like that. I'm doing another top mount. I've done a top mount on all the cars. If you guys haven't been able to tell, I like top mount manifolds. So yeah, I just like the look of them, and I like seeing the turbo just like right there and the manifold tucked underneath it. But yeah, we're gonna pull the alternator off, and then get the collector tacked where we want it, probably about right there, and then we can start making our runners from there. So we just had the turbo bolted to the collector right here, and we were just kind of resting it in there. Then I just marked the length of this piece of metal right here, and I know I just want it center in between these two cylinders. So the length on this piece of metal right here should be good, so I'm just going to tack it right there, and then we'll just double check, and if that's where we want it, then we should be good to go. It's not horrible. Yeah, it just needs to go down like a tad. That looks pretty good right there.
It does.
So let the weight of the turbo go down. Hopefully it doesn't snap it off. Oh dude, it's actually holding it.
I wouldn't trust it.
I trust it. Dude, that tab is somehow holding it with a tiny little tack. It's holding the whole weight of the turbo right now. Look.
Strong. Oh my god.
You know what? If it falls, it falls. So I'm just gonna look at it.
Yeah, it should clear.
Oh yeah, that looks good. So we got it tacked on there a little better, so now I know the turbo's not gonna fall. I'm just gonna make sure the hood shuts real quick, which I have no doubt that it will. Yeah, that'll shut for sure. It's like, it has like that much room above it.
Yeah.
She's ready to go, fire it up. We don't need runners.
Nope.
We got that Bluetooth runners. It's technology.
Wireless.
Yeah, the exhaust just wirelessly sends itself into the collector. And then we also got the Bluetooth intercooler piping.
Yeah, you don't need that either.
With the Bluetooth intercooler, the intercooler actually stays inside the house while we go out and race it.
Yeah.
So it just sends the signal, cools the air, and then sends the air back.
Via Wi-Fi, Bluetooth.
We got the Bluetooth oil feed, the Bluetooth oil return. It's ready to go. Technology's wonderful, guys. Got the first runner all made up. It's all tacked together. So now it's just the process of getting the other three tacked together as well, and then we can go ahead and start welding everything together. we just got all the runners tacked together. Still needs to be fully welded up, but we're just gonna double check, make sure everything fits right. I think we should be good. So yeah, that's looking nice. I think we could have made it a little tighter, like down here on these bottom runners. We could have tightened this space up right here to make it look a little nicer, but I still think it looks really good just like that. It was actually pretty easy to make. The first runner gave me a bit of trouble. That one took the longest, but the other three went by pretty fast after that. All right, we got the turbo on there. Good thing it fits because we didn't even check the clearances right here, but since we have a lot of space, I wasn't really worried about that. So good thing we double checked that before we welded it all up, because I did not check that yet, but it all clears. Looks pretty good right there. And yeah, I'm really liking where that's sitting. It's gonna be really easy for us to run the intercooler piping because the intercooler I ordered is a dual backdoor intercooler. So instead of the typical intercooler where you put the couplers on the side, they're straight behind the intercooler. So this is just gonna go straight down into the bottom of it right here, and then the other half will go, or the other side of the intercooler piping will just come straight off the back of it and into the throttle body right there. So it should be pretty easy, but yeah, I'm liking how that manifold's looking. It looks good. Sits in there nice. All right, so I just got all the runners broke off, and we still have this tab right here holding the collector where it needs to be, so we don't lose track of where that needs to go. Now I need to add a quick bevel to all these pieces right here on the collector, and then I'm going to get all these runners fully welded up. I already did put some welds on them here and there, just to help with it, like, you know, not warping as crazy. I welded as much on there as I could while they were still on there, but there's some tight spots I couldn't get without breaking them off. So gonna weld up the rest of them all the way around, and then we'll be able to put it back on, or put each one back on and get it completely welded up. And yeah, I'm also not back purging this one either. We didn't do it on the wagon, and we haven't drove the wagon too much, but it seems like it's doing all right. And I guess this will be a test of how much back purging really affects it. So I guess we'll see if it cracks, but whatever, I'm feeling pretty confident that it will hold up for a while. So yeah, gonna get all these welded up and then get it put together. Got the manifold all the way welded up. I am very happy with how it came out. Let me show you guys some of these welds. Came out pretty good. So it's ready to go on the van. We have an air compressor. I feel like Plankton playing the harmonica.
He has to run back and forth.
Yeah. Looks just like the wagons, like identical. It's like the same, except the turbo's not tilted.
Slanted.
Alright, so I wanted to try this thing online that I saw a while back, like comparing a cast log manifold or just any log style manifold to like a top mount, or like a manifold with a merge collector of this style. and it just shows like how much better they flow. So if you blow air on this end, on this side, it sucks the paper towel in right here. So it's actually creating suction, because like when the air goes through it and then comes out, it pulls all the air like throughout the other ones. It's like a vacuum. And then on this one, since all the air just kind of comes to this middle one and just kind of doesn't have anywhere to go, it doesn't have any direction, it just kind of blows out all of them. It's all inefficient. So saw that online. I thought it was pretty cool. And how like any one of these blow on, it'll make suction. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Show like the difference of how like a top mount flows compared to like a cast manifold like that. Ooh, look at that.
That's Maxi, bro.
She's gonna be making boost this weekend, boys. Probably not.
But
next week. But she'll be ready this weekend.
She'll be spooling
Maybe.
this weekend for
if the
sure.
parts come in. I don't know. They might not come until Monday for at least the intercooler. Because yeah, we didn't get the blow up, or we got the blow off out, but we didn't get the wastegate or the intercooler today. Oh shit. Manifold's ready to go.
Oh yeah.
Except for the wastegate. Look at that.
She dare.
Look at this minivan, bro. Alright, we got the turbo on there. We're gonna fire it up. There's no oil lines at all. And you guys are probably gonna be like, don't do it. We're gonna break the turbo, but it'll be alright. We're gonna run it for like 5 seconds. It'll just spin it. We're not gonna let it warm up or nothing. So for everyone thinking it's gonna hurt the turbo, I guess you can believe that it will, but I know it's not gonna do anything. I just wanna see it spin, and I'm impatient. Okay, that's probably enough. So now we just got to do the oil lines. We'll probably work on that tomorrow, start getting that all done, drop the pan, get the bung welded on there. And I don't have an oil sandwich plate yet, but might know a guy that does, so we'll see about that. Get the oil feed done, get the oil return done, and then we just gotta wait for the intercooler and wastegate to come in, then we can get that all installed, get our intercooler piping ran, and she'll be making some boost here pretty soon. And I think for right now I'm probably just gonna do a downpipe coming straight down off the turbo and then just running it like that for a bit, because you know that's kind of how we do it. But eventually I do want to run some sort of electric cutout or boost actuated cutout. Like I said, not sure about how I'm gonna do that yet, but I was just looking at it and I was getting some ideas. I think it'd be pretty sick if I ran a downpipe coming off the turbo right there and made it kind of come in between the radiator right here and the transmission, and then have the cutout somewhere underneath the transmission, and then had a full exhaust out from there. And then I was thinking it'd be sick, since all this would be kind of underneath where the intercooler piping would be. So the intercooler pipe would come up right here and then into the throttle body. And if we relocate the battery, I was thinking if we Y an exhaust pipe off that cutout, we might be able to come up and under and come through this little hole right here, and then kind of have that come up through there, and then we can 90 it out right here and just have a fender exit right on the side. I think that'd be pretty sick. So let me know what you guys think about that, because I am really liking that idea. So I was either gonna do that or have the full exhaust all the way back and then have a cutout back here. And then I was going to make a hole on the side of the bumper, like right there, and have it dump out the side of the bumper in the back. So those are my two ideas I'm having right now. So let me know what you guys think. Maybe you guys have another idea, because yeah, I'm open to offers. So we'll see which way we're gonna do it, because I'm not even sure yet, but I really like the fender idea. So let me know if you guys like that as well. I think it'd be sick. Also, we got this really big turbo sent to us the other day from Kevin. Dude, it's pretty heavy.
That's cool.
Kyle, the white peanuts are edible.
The white ones are edible?
Not these ones. Not these ones, bro.
Todd tried it already. What do you say?
Yo, Boostedboiz, I had this turbo laying around and wanted to donate it to the cause. I think it would be sick on the boosted van. This thing is tough as nails. Just make sure you can cut gaskets for the oil feed / return flanges. Run a big return on it too. And if and you need a restrictor. The feed flange is 1/4 inch MPT for about a -4 feed as well. Heart Kevin A.
Hearts. That's cool. Well,
I think it's gonna be a little big for the minivan though. But I mean, we'll see. I think that's a little big for the van.
I don't think it's big.
it's like the size of your head.
Dude. That's a pretty big turbo. So yeah, Kevin sent us this huge turbo. Honestly, not sure what we're gonna do with it, but it is like, it's pretty awesome. Like I honestly think it's sick, but it has like a huge T6 flange right here. And to be honest, it's really not practical for our little 4 cylinders. I mean, technically, the H22 would probably spool this thing and have a lot of lag, but I'm not joking, it would spool this turbo, but I think it's like a 67 millimeter, and it's just a little much. And also, this thing is like really heavy. It's like a solid 40 pounds for sure. I bet it weighs as much as 2 of those little turbos combined. Like this is a chunk of metal right here. And like, just look at this thing. If we were to set it in here, it's heavy. Like, just look at that compared to like the rest of the motor. That's massive. It's like as big as the whole head. So yeah, I mean, it's a sick turbo, and we're definitely gonna hang on to it. And I like feel bad just to let it sit here because it's in really good shape too. Like no shaft play or nothing. It's a nice turbo, but it's just way too big. I'm not sure what we can do with this thing. Maybe you guys have some ideas, but we're gonna need a pretty big motor if we're gonna use this thing. And right now the biggest thing we got is the MR2 with the K24. And I mean, it would still have a lot of lag, but that's a big turbo. This can push out a lot of power for sure. But I just really don't have a use for it. But I mean, thanks for sending it. We'll definitely hold on to it. We're not gonna toss it or nothing. We'll leave it over there on the side with our other turbos, and if we ever have a project one day, I'm sure we'll use it for something. Because yeah, I really do like it though. It's sweet. It's probably the biggest turbo I've ever held in person. But yeah, if you guys have any ideas for this thing, let us know, because I have no idea what we're gonna put this on.
Hold it up, bro. Hold it like a baby. Because it's bigger than a baby, honestly.
It's a very heavy baby. It's heavy. Yeah, and like I think we said when we were over at PFI, like the UPS lady, when she came out and gave the box to us, she's like whopped it on the counter. She's like, that's my workout for today. And she was struggling. Like it's a big turbo for sure, but it's sweet though. It's in really good shape, so I'm sure we'll find something to do with it later on. But for right now, it's just gonna be a showpiece.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Kevin.
Well, guys, that's going to be it for tonight. We did get the manifold all the way put together except for the wastegate, but we'll be putting that on once it comes in. But yeah, she's ready to go. Like I said, just tomorrow we're gonna probably get the oil lines ran and to start getting her ready to make some boost, because we want to have this thing going sometime next week, get her on the dyno and get this thing tuned. So we'll see how much power she'll lay down here pretty soon. But yeah, that's gonna be it for tonight, guys, so thanks for watching.